Hi everyone, I'm Gill Hobbs with my next video for beginners. Today I'm stippling with a Deerfoot brush. As always, I'm using DecoArt Americana acrylic paint. Baby blue, hazel light green, honey brown, sand, light buttermilk, titanium white and lamp black. And the brushes, a 3/4 wash, a 1/4 Deerfoot and a number 1 liner. I'm creating a thank you topper which I'm painting on craft text paper fabric, and my line drawing is a digi stamp by Kim McFarlane. All products used are available at cuddlybuddly.com. The link is in the description box. Okay, let's get started. I have cut 2 pieces of craft text, one which has been base coated using the wash brush with baby blue and hazel light green. The legs and the wording have already been transferred. The other piece has the transferred lines for the sheep. Deerfoot brushes are well named. They are shaped like a hoof with the flat end cut at an angle. This is a bigger brush than the one I'm using, but it shows the shape of the brush. It is this flat area that is loaded with paint and it is used dry. There are a few ways to use this brush. I'm using the easiest techniques today. A few important things to remember. Always use the brush at the angle that the bristles are cut. The flat end should be in contact with the painting area. Not used vertically upright, but the brush movement is straight down and straight back up. Squeeze out a puddle of honey brown. Load the brush, dip the flat end into the puddle of paint and dab on the palette. This brush will make set patterns if used in lines, and it looks like this. To avoid this, stipple in random circles and turn the project. This first layer is ideal for brush practice, gradually building up the paint to achieve an opaque coverage. Starting with the circular stippling, not much pressure on the brush. It touches, bends slightly and lifts off. Now is the time to experiment and learn what this brush will create. The finished outcome is opaque. Take note of the brush shape, reloading when the paint colour fades, turning my project and finally filling in all the gaps, and remember to paint the top knot too. out the brush and dry on paper towel. Squeeze the brush, don't pull the bristles. Squeeze out a puddle of sand. There is a lot of difference in the strength or value of these two colours. And although I want to see some of the darker colour showing through, I also want to create a soft fleece effect with some depth. Load and dab the brush. Re-stipple the body and top knot, starting with the circular stippling, then gradually fill in the gaps until you are happy with the effect. The darker colour still shows through, but has been softened. Stipple base coat the face with this colour. And wash and dry your brush. Squeeze out a puddle of light buttermilk. The body and top knot will be slightly different from the first layer. This colour is closer in strength or value, and I want to see the previous colours underneath. Leave bigger gaps between each stipple. wash and dry the brush and dry the project as well. Transfer eyes, nose and ears. Using the Deerfoot, dry brush a line of white down the centre of the face. Squeeze out a small puddle of white. Load the brush as before and wipe most of it off onto paper towel. With a very light touch, gently stroke the brush down the centre of the face, between the eyes and down to the top of the nose. Be patient, the paint will gradually transfer, given a little bit of dimension. Squeeze out a puddle of black, thin it slightly with water. Using the liner brush, carefully paint eyes, nose, feet and words. And then I'll dry this with a hairdryer. Using the liner and slightly thinned honey brown, paint the ears and legs. These lines again with slightly thinned sand. over them again with inky light buttermilk. With a stylus, add a dot of light buttermilk in each eye and a small straight line on the nose. Place a dot of sand at the end of each straight line on the wording, or you can leave them as they are. Carefully cut out each design element and glue them together, or use foam pads for more dimension. This can be used in many ways. I've played with this digi-stamp and craft text in several ways. An embellished jute bottle bag. Step-by-step instructions for this is available on the CB blog. The link is in the description box. A MDF tag, and use it as a template to make another tag with the craft text. I've enlarged the digi-stamp and made a basic easel card too. My card making skills are pretty basic, but I'm impressed with this craft text fabric. It is an interesting material to work with and cuts without fraying. I will be using it again and again. Have fun with paint, and until next time, happy painting! I have cut 2 pieces of craft text, one which has been base coated using the wash brush with baby pink my bum. Better get this one back in, I think. Let's start that bit again.